Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
Hello and welcome to Dropkick Skeptics, a show about stuff where we talk about things and other stuff like movies. Can you tell it's been a while since we've done a legit episode? Guess what? It's still not back to basics. We're just doing some movie reviews this week. We want to, try and transition back into the regular show. As always, with me is my co-host Luca, and I guess first up, we saw Star Trek Beyond.
Yeah. And it was beyond awesome.
It was actually pretty fucking good. I had a really good time watching it. Honestly, I kind of went in with low expectations, considering, this is the first time around where they didn't have J.J. Abrams helming the movie.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Justin Lin, who directed a few of the Fast and Furious movies, which, kind of rubbed me the wrong way at first, but... I mean, he directed the good ones. Was it
4, 5,
and I feel like it was 4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6. Yeah, that sounds about right.
But the trailers kind of rubbed. At least the first one did. The first trailer rubbed me the wrong way completely because it looked wrong.
It didn't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know. It really soured the whole feel because as much as people don't like Into Darkness, I do enjoy the first two Star Trek reboot movies because I was never a Star Trek fanboy before seeing those movies. After seeing the first Star Trek 2009, that one got me into the show, and I went back and watched the old series.
Yeah.
So for a movie to do something like that for me, I was hoping that the rest of the series would hold up, and after Into Darkness kind of brought it down a peg, this one surprisingly brought it right back up.
Okay, yeah. If I had to really go back and rate the first two Star Trek movies, the first one I would give a solid 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
The second one I'd give a 6.57.
Yeah.
My issue, I thought the first one was really great, and I thought it was the perfect way to reboot a franchise.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it acknowledged everything that happened. Oh, yeah, and spoilers, by the way, for, 6-year-old movie?
Yeah.
But
7.
Yeah, 6, 7-year-old movie. And by the way, this is going to be very spoiler heavy as well.
Oh yeah, we're definitely we're gonna talk about the whole movie, but we're gonna try and keep it concise.
Yeah. So just so we
giving you some backstory on both films.
Yeah. So
or all three of them.
So the first one I really enjoyed. I thought it set up everything nicely, kind of like the way JJ set up Force Awakens nicely.
Yeah.
The issue I have. The first one I liked a lot. The second one I thought was okay for certain reasons.
A lot of the same reasons why people complain about The Force Awakens, in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like... Well, that's the thing.
Retreading old territory.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If Star Wars Episode 8 is anything like Into Darkness, the characters in the same spots and not really moving forward, then I'll be a little pissed. But, JJ's a good start. He's good at starting a franchise, what I mean? He's good at establishing...
Definitely a good jumping off point.
Yeah. So, my issues with the second one were this. I thought that in the first one, they really explored Kirk's and Spock's relationship well. And I think that, they were both kind of hot-headed in a way, in their own ways. The second one it felt like they didn't grow up.
Yeah, I was going to say, it kind of took a step backwards.
Yeah, not even. It was just in the same spot. You know what I mean? That's why I really enjoyed this one a lot more.
Yeah, because
this one, everybody was established.
Yep.
Everybody knows what they are. Everybody knows who they are, and it's just an adventure. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The biggest selling point and, the best part of this movie is that it felt like Star Trek, the original series. Them out on, they go out to find a random planet, help out these people that are in distress. Yeah. They get into some shit, and they're all just off on their own adventures.
Exactly. It felt like a really good expensive Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
That's what, like, you know, it was just great. I really liked it. But okay, let's start off with where the crew is at.
So they're what are they? They're a few years into their.
I think it was like year 3.
Yeah, they're like 3 years into their interstellar mission. They're like, they were going back to port, like not like back to Earth, but like they were going.
Yeah, they were
to
going
one of
to
their
a
away stations.
Yeah. They were going to I can't even think of the Star. Oh my god, I can't think of the name right now. I'm drawing a blank. But yeah, they were going to like basically like a base.
Yeah, and they had picked up an alien on the way that said that her planet was in distress and that they needed help.
Right.
So they send them out there, and lo and behold, and it's funny because like when we got there, I was like, I swear to God, if they destroy the fucking Enterprise again, and of course the Enterprise gets ripped to fucking shreds.
It really got messed up.
Like completely done this time.
It really got, and the way the ship was cool. It was a bunch of little ships that make a big ship.
Yeah, it was almost like it's kind of like watching a school of fish.
Yeah, you know what it kind of reminded me of, in a weird way? The ship got torn up like the ships the little ships remind me of Galaxy Quest with the little minefields in the middle of space. I don't know why, it just reminded me of it. Not that it was funny or anything.
But just like, similar imagery.
That ship got messed up. But
so everybody kind of gets split off into their little groups, which was interesting to see the interactions between some of the crew members, because they were split up in pairs that we haven't really seen before. Like it was Bones and Spock,
Chekhov and Kirk.
Yeah, so like they definitely did a good job like showing that these people have known each other for a very long time, and like the rapport that they have with each other, like they feel like family.
Yeah, that's the whole thing I liked about it, and I like the fact that that this Star Trek movie felt like a Star Trek movie with really cool dialogue and awesome conversations and character building. And when it got to action sequences,
those were handled pretty well.
It did a fair job. My only complaint about the action sequences, though, when it got to the hand-to-hand combat, it got really shaky cammy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I feel like, are we talking about the fight scene towards the end?
I'm talking about all the hand-to-hand fight scenes.
Oh, in general.
Like, I think that, not that it ruined the movie.
No.
It's just because I don't go to Star Trek for the hand-to-hand combat.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, if I had to pick something
to nitpick
it would have to be that. I thought it was very shaky cammy, and, you couldn't really tell what was going on, but...
I mean, I otherwise was entertained.
Oh, yeah,
like I said. I don't actually. You know what? I kind of don't want to spoil it. Granted, you can see what's coming from a mile away.
Yeah.
It's really like I called pretty much everything the whole like 10 minutes in advance. I was like, I swear to God, if at the end fucking sabotage, and it was. But like, I just don't want to like.
Yeah.
I want people to enjoy it if they haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
really
say too much more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that definitely worth seeing in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking entertaining as hell.
Yep.
The humor was actually pretty well done too. Like it didn't feel forced. It was very organic to these characters.
Yeah.
Carl
Urban is my favorite, by the way, as Bones.
Yeah, you could tell he was having a fucking great time doing it too.
Yeah. No, it was he's always great. And everybody's great in this. That's one of the highlights of these new movies. The cast is always great, even though I didn't really enjoy. I enjoyed the second one, but I didn't love it.
Right.
To get that out there, but in the second one, the cast was there. The acting is always great. The acting is always, I think, is always, great in these movies. What else can I say? Last point I kind of want to bring up. What'd you think of Idris Elba? Or
I was gonna say that was gonna kind of fall into the negatives. I wanted to do like a positive negative thing. So like. I think we're pretty much good on the positives. We kind of
go see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. As far as negatives go, the villain, and this is getting more into spoiler territory. I don't want to say too much, but just like the villain. If you don't want to be spoiled, now's your out, because I'm gonna come out and say it if you don't already know. So 3, 2, 1. All right. So the villain was Idris Elba, and that was kind of like the twist.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's actually Idris Elba. That's the alien, and like we all knew that going into it because they said from the beginning that Idris Elba was going to be the villain.
Yeah.
So for them to come out and tell us that and then try and make it like a twist was kind of stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, like, the whole time I was like, Idris Elba's in this movie, right? Like, I know he's the villain, but, like, I spent too much time thinking to myself how they were going to get him to go from alien to human.
Yeah.
And that was kind of confusing to me.
I saw the movie about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely going to not see it again. Well, I saw it twice in the theater, but I'm definitely going to check it out on Blu-ray again.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gathered, I do remember that he was an old captain from a ship from Starfleet 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And their ship got lost. Now, what was interesting is that Starfleet 100 years ago, they were just like he was in it when they were just getting started.
Yeah.
And he was a military man of like now.
Right.
And he had a transition, to become a Starfleet captain, but he had the mentality of a military man.
Right.
So Starfleet has completely different morals than he does, and he kind of looks at Starfleet as a. I'm going to just say it like this. He kind of saw them as, like, pussies.
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of like, oh, you guys want peace and this and blah, blah, blah. No, it's about war, I thought it... Look, I
didn't have an issue with that. It's just the issue of, like, how he became a fucking alien and then was, like, slowly transitioning back to human.
Yeah, there was...
like, I didn't fucking get that.
Well, there was...
Like, they were saying, like, he found some way to, like, live forever, but, like, they didn't explain it at all.
Yeah, it was very vague.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm just like that was just like something that stuck with me after the movie. I was just
gonna disagree with you a little bit. I kind of like that they didn't dig too deep into it, you know what I mean? That's where the fantastical, if that's even a fucking word, comes from, you know what I mean? Like that's I thought that the movie worked so well that it didn't really have to go really in depth, maybe a little in depth, but not too much in depth.
Like I wasn't expecting like a full on explanation.
Yeah,
I just wanted like they literally just said
you
it.
wanted something. Yeah, I got you.
No, but so if there's any complaint that I really had, it's that.
Just that, yeah.
And although I did really like J-Lo, the new character they introduced, her dialogue was kind of annoying at times when in regards to her house. My house is flying! Don't break my house! It's just like, we know that it's a ship. I get that you live there, but like, we're all on the same page here. But like, that was the only bit of like forced dialogue that I felt.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So yeah, those are like really the only.
And
two
it sounds like
nitpicks
we're nitpicking this movie a lot, but it's actually a good movie.
Yeah,
I liked it better than.
Into Darkness.
Into Darkness.
If I had to give this one a rating, because like you said the first one for you was an 8.5.
Yeah.
I would give Star Trek 2009 like a 9.
Okay.
And then Into Darkness about a 7.5.
Okay.
This one for me is like an 8.5 maybe.
Okay, all right.
I want to stick closer to like an 8, so maybe like if I had to jump in between the two, like an 8.25.
Okay. For me, it would have to go like this. The first one, I said 8.5, right? Yeah, First one, 8.5. Second one, 6.5.
You're going down?
No, shit, did I go down?
Yeah, you did.
What did I say,
you
7?
You said a 7.5.
That's what I'm so fucking sorry. I don't know why the hell I said. I knew there was a 0.5, though. No, but yeah, 7.5. More towards a 7. And the third one, I'm gonna give the same score as I did the first one. I I just like the fact that I can skip the second one and go to this one.
Yeah.
Because there's really nothing.
They didn't really introduce a whole hell of a lot in Into Darkness. So, like, this one really, like, steps it up, you know?
And I like the fact that this movie had a lot of trouble for, like, a year or two.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I don't remember the writer's name, but he left, and then...
Robert Orci.
Yeah. Once he left, everybody went, oh, it's fucked.
Yep.
It's fucked. And I was one of those people. I was like, okay, so everybody's just bawling on this movie because there's something wrong with it. And then, you know, they all I can think of is Simon Pegg. They got Simon Pegg, who's a Star Trek
who did
fiend.
a fucking great job.
Yeah.
And don't think I didn't see that you wrote yourself a whole bunch of cool action scenes in there, Simon Pegg, but I enjoyed them, so it's okay. We're good.
Yeah. So, I think that I'm gonna say this: if you really want to get into Star Trek,
if you haven't seen any of these movies, definitely watch the first one.
Yeah.
If you're interested, you know, Into Darkness isn't hurting anybody, but like it's definitely the weakest link out of this trilogy.
It's not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a piece of shit. I just thought it was
it could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been better. And this one was great. I just want to say too, I love the original series. I've actually seen it before this reboot, you know, this whole reboot series. If you really like sci-fi and stuff like that, just definitely check it out. It's really, really ahead of its time. And definitely check out, you know, The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine is another good one.
I started Deep Space Nine like maybe a year ago. I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, it's solid.
All of it is definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
These movies.
Oh, the original movies, man.
Yeah.
So good. And they have a really good nod in this movie to the original crew.
Yeah, with that picture that they find later on.
Yeah.
And by the way, great send off for Leonard Nimoy.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I didn't know because we didn't stick around after the credits. They did have an after credit scene that like gave, you know, not homage, but like, you know, it gave credit to Leonard Nimoy and Anton Yelchin.
Yeah.
Like, you know, a good send off for them. Like, hey, it sucks that you guys are gone and we'll miss you.
And he was great in this. It really hurt me because he was great in this movie. He was like, he's such a good actor. Like, this shows that he can do like, well, you know, he could do big blockbusters in movies like Green Room.
Yeah.
Which is, it's really sad, man. I heard they're going to write him off. They're not going to recast him, which I like.
I'd be upset if they recasted him. So that's definitely the best decision on their behalf.
But anyways,
we're getting a little off topic. So that was our thoughts on Star Trek Beyond. Definitely go see it if you haven't. Definitely worth buying, you know, on
buy
Blu-ray.
it on Blu-ray, yeah, for sure.
Like I said, I'd give it an 8. You said an 8.5?
8.5, yeah, I liked it a lot.
All right.
Definitely one of the better summer movies this year.
Oh, yeah. This has been not the best year, but we'll touch on that later.
Yeah.